Hey, hello all, Gran God, and just going to do a little track guide with the GR2s with full BOP and that on. Just sort of in a open lobby which people can come in and try out, but it's more for the guys that are doing the ERN, and yeah, sort of little help out with the and we're driving the Nissan Motul GR2, doing it on Circuit de la Sarthe. So first braking point, sort of in between the two total signs here, and then you want to be coming in second gear really, and you can cut these quite nice and same again here. I run the cones so it kind of gives you an idea right out over on the curbs. First I go nice and slow, just so you sort of a track guide, coming out flat out round here, and then you want to brake, just a dab on the brake and come in right over the curbs, and it comes right out here. You want to ease off the throttle and turn in just about here, and then you can cut right across it here, so both wheels are on this curb. You're flat out as soon as you turn back in. And this one, you can, as long as your two wheels are on the curb again, you should be okay for the penalty. And then we come to one of the first long straights. And you might think that the whole track is all of the tarmac, when really the track limits are more of your dotted lines on the outside here. So coming up to the first braking point. Oh, I've gone past it. Reverse, please. It's hard to see, so you can use the cones as reference, but you want the 100 board right there. So the 100 board, you're hard on the brakes, and then easing off them, second gear over that curb, second gear here on this curb. It will slide out a little bit if you're hard on the throttle, and then back over on the other curb out wide. You'll see it all together. I'll try and do a fast lap. I'll do a fast lap after. I'll try and talk through it while I'm doing it. But my optimum has been about a 332. That's been my optimum. Again, you're flat out and you see the boards. This one's a bit harder to see, so the cones are near enough right on it. But again, about the 100 board, maybe just after the gap in the trees here. So literally just as your whole car passes that 100 board, you're again hard on the brakes. Over this curb, you're in about second gear, and as soon as you go over the curb, you want to line up for this apex in second, and then you're hard on the power all the way out. You can then you want to stay far left after the second chicane. Ideally, and then you're turning in. Once you come over that crest, you want to aim the front of your car for this curb here, and then just before this point, where you got the tyre skid marks, hard on the brakes, down in second gear. You want to come out wide, which if you're in a race, does invite the inside people to overtake. But as soon as you probably get to the second to last bollard here, as Luke goes past, you want to turn it in hard on the power, and you coming out, you can cross over the curb again, but then we're onto the other fast bit. I tend to stay out wide. This guy's winding me up. I do this in public lobby to get all the settings, and skimming the end of the curb with your inside tyres again, and then out wide, turn in quite early again, so you're aiming for the curb, skimming over. Hello, I don't know what this guy's doing. But you're flat out all the way down here, turning in just at that cone. Wheels are going over this curb. If you go too much over that curb, you will pick up a penalty, but then you're hard on the brakes as soon as these double cones, or even just where this sort of tarmac cutout is, just as that starts. And then you're turning in, aim off those, at the end of those curves, aiming for your apex. Again, second gear, hard, flat out, you can. And then this corner, hard, about in between the two cones. So the cones really help with referencing this. Turning in, aiming for the apex, and then this, you're hard on the power, try not to touch that wall. And here come, this bit you got is, you have to be brave. So again here, you want to just ease off the throttle, so you're just coasting the throttle round, skin those curves, into fifth, over that curb, so you're right out over on the curb, little touch of the curb, around again, around, ease off the throttle, sometimes maybe a dab of the brake, into fourth, so you want to go over that. Don't cut that first curb, and then you don't want to be cutting this curb on the way out. You could probably get away with half a tyre over like this, otherwise you're going to be picking up that penalty, which we don't want. And it's 500s. Skimming over these curves. This chicane here is quite forgiving. You want to brake just as the pit, just at the beginning of the pit entry, at the end of the pit entry. So approximately around about here, around here. Third, maybe fourth gear, you can. These are quite forgiving, so you can get near enough both wheels over those curves. Same again on this one, both wheels. This one you have to be careful, because as soon as you come out of that chicane, you want to be hard on the brake. Second gear, again, this chicane is quite forgiving. You can get this whole car over the chicane. And this one, it's not going to throw you out too much, but you want to be aiming about here. Second gear, back on the power, out to the curb. And then that's your lap. Okay, so here we come up for now for our flying lap. Coming into turn one. All available track. Ease off the accelerator, turn in, power. So flat out, all the way. Key remote pulls them out. Looking for the 100 board on the top left, and we're coming up to it. After the sun, see the cones coming in. There's the 100 board. Just as the shadow starts, brake, hit the, let it slide in. Power. Over the curb, out to the outside. You want to come back across to the right. There's 300, the cones, 100 just next to it, brake. Into third, second, power. Very little movements on the wheel. You want to try and keep it as straight as possible. Let the power turn you, if anything. Coming over the crest, look for the inside, brake. turn in. I got too much on the inside there, which is slow me down. Hit the bollard. So looking for the inside of the curb, just over the curb. Then the next one, you just want to kiss the curb at the end. There. Still flat. Brake hard. Into second, turn in, power out. Halfway in between. First gear, turn in. Let the curb turn you on the exit. Ease off the power just after the shadow. Into fifth. Fourth. Power. Kiss the curb. Turn the other. Looking now for the end of the pit lane entry. Brake. Bit wide there, over the curb. And then over the start finish. So 35, it's not too bad. We can live with that, but yeah, that is SAF.